Okay. Everybody got those two documents, the one that I had Tom post today and the one yesterday about the estoppel by deed.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we're looking at both of them.
Yeah, I got the estoppel in Word format also.
Okay, everybody else, I know you've got it, Tom, and I know you got it, Steve, okay?
Yeah.
Other people out there, you can speak up, okay? Getting awful goddamn tired of nobody talking in this process.
Yeah, I have it. This is Drew.
Okay. You understand what it's doing? If you don't quite understand it, you need to go into the dictionary, Blacks and Valentines, and study what estoppel is all about. Estoppel is one of the oldest laws out here.
Somebody has a vacuum cleaner going or something.
Yeah, if you're not going to say anything, you're just going to have background noise, go ahead and *6 and mute yourself out.
Kimmery on the call.
Got something to say?
That wasn't my vacuum.
Okay. Well, you have something to say?
I'm here. I'm excited. The call just started, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited about this document you found. Thank you.
Did you get the one today that Tom posted up, the PDF?
Oh, yeah.
The 16th Amendment.
The tax one.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, that one, and then the one yesterday about the estoppel by deed.
Yes, I title that every U.S. tax is refundable.
Yeah.
Every tax is refundable. Even your property tax is refundable.
Ah.
This whole country, basically the government has been operating as if you go in, and you were right, Steve, it's guarantee. I thought it was warranty. Under estoppel against estoppel in Blacks 4th and 6th. Estoppel against estoppel, doctrine that two estoppels may destroy each other, or that one estoppel may set another at large. Okay? Shane versus United States Fidelity and Guaranty Company. That is what was copyrighted in 1871, was the United States Fidelity and Guaranty Company, and is copyrighted out of England, and England is the Church of England is basically the sponsor of that, or the copyright holder of that United States Fidelity and Guaranty Company. Sort of like a mini Lloyd's of London, or major Lloyd's of London. And see, that's what they have out here. All your policies, all your certificates and everything that have a number on them are either insurance or assurance guarantee policies. We've gone into the Fidelity system on our Social Security account, and almost everybody has identical items on that they pulled up. $11.2 million. So everything out here, the state is a subdivision of the United States Fidelity and Guaranty Company. So now you have the state of, like Iowa, California, Kentucky, whatever. They're a Fidelity and Guaranty Company, and basically one of the biggest offices in the state is the insurance division of the state. The insurance department. And then when they put an insurance policy over you, a certificate or whatever, they're putting an estoppel against you. They're now controlling what you can do under that policy. What you can do and what you can't do under that policy. That's the estoppel. And in Germany, they called it the Gestapo. SS, Gestapo. And they were numbering everybody over there because Hitler, to get into power, had to borrow money. Where did he borrow it from? The Church of Rome. And then the Church of Rome was the one who set up the German system. Germany, Fidelity, and Guaranty Company. And then they had to bring all the people in under as collateral assurances to back the insurance and assurance contracts that they had. This is maritime insurance system. Babylonian. Whatever. Going all the way back to the laws that basically were set up out of roads or whatever it was. Way, way back. On the seas. The insurance and liability of a vessel. See how it all fits together? But this goes even further back than that. To the pyramids, to the Egyptians, but all the way back even further than that, to Hammurabi in the first Babylon. All the way back to Cain and Abel. And the first estoppel out there was when Adam married Eve. The man has the estate. The man brings the woman into the estate. The man places an estoppel over the woman. She cannot go out and mess around and bring an offspring from somebody else into his estate. But all throughout history, a man could go out and marry more than one woman and bring them into his estate to increase his estate. He was responsible for protecting them, educating the children and bringing them up and everything, because they were now part of his estate until they came of age. Why can't a man in this country have more than one wife? Because of the marriage contract. That insurance policy basically stipulates and has placed an estoppel over the man from having more than one wife. Of course, in this country, with the mentality of the men in this country, they can't even hardly handle one wife, let alone two wives. And the wives don't know what the hell their responsibility is either. They think that they're free and independent. They don't support the estate properly. Marriages in this country haven't been worth a shit for about the last 100 years. Ever since they gave women the right to vote. And they really can't give women the right to vote because it was outlawed in the damn Constitution. The vote was supposed to be as a unit, a family unit. One vote per family. When a child got to the age of 21, then he had the right to vote, but not until 21, because he was supposed to be released at the age of 21. Then he could have the right to vote. But a woman still didn't have the right to vote, even though she was over 21 and still single. But in this country, basically, they had to get the women out into the workforce to displace the men. Take the jobs away from the men. Say, oh yeah, they've got to be out in the workforce. They've got to be educated too. Now, they were supposed to be back home educating the children properly. Sewing and doing household things so that they could survive. Survival techniques. Canning. Cooking. Hell, half the damn women can't even cook anymore in this country. Go to half the restaurants, and who are the cooks? Men. It's about time people started waking up. Now, the key thing on that 16th Amendment document that I had Tom post up there is the states, only 2 states ratified it. Why? Because the states cannot take rights away from the people. And that 16th Amendment was taking rights away from the people. So you're the one that has to ratify that when you file a 1040 form. Under penalty of perjury, you're saying that this is true. You're also saying, I ratify the 16th Amendment. You just don't see it written there. I'm responsible to pay taxes, so I ratify the 16th Amendment. I sign this. Now, they were talking in that letter about the 1040X at that point in time. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to get into the library to check this out, but I'm not sure whether they even had the 1041 forms at that point in time. If they didn't, the 1041 is what they're talking about as the means to obtain those funds back. And that's why we have been able to get estate EINs in our name and Foreign Grantor Trust EINs in our name so that we can process the funds back to us by way of a 1099-A. But we also needed to have a place, a bank, to be our fiduciary. Now, seeing this document, now everything fits in there of why we're getting this stuff, why we could get this back. But you can put this other in. I sent it in this morning. That one about the birth certificate, I didn't send it into the Church of Rome. Okay? I did mine for my birth certificate, not for my baptismal certificate. So I redid that. It's got 3 parts to it. Okay? Their Estoppel out here, their insurance policy or assurance policy, and their certificates only have 2 points. They have a title number and they have a seal. That is 2-dimensional. We come in and we are a 3-dimensional entity. We have our written title name that is superior to a number that can't be written. I mean, I don't think anybody's gone out there and wrote NINE, ONE, 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 0, all the way out for about 20 numbers or 9 numbers or whatever. And then they can't be writing it because they're not authorized to write it. And they don't have ownership of it. The company does, but they don't. They're just agents. And anyway, that belongs to us. It's a policy. But it's an Estoppel policy. So we come in with our Estoppel by deed over our real deed out here of the assets that they're using for the collateral assurances for their policies. And we take control of those. Now we have control of the assets. They don't. We control the game. Even in a court case, you come in and you take control of that court case by an Estoppel by deed. It says Patrick Devine versus State of Iowa. You come in and you do an Estoppel of deed for Patrick Devine or whoever. You have just stopped that court. They can't proceed any further. That Estoppel by deed is far superior to any UCC out there. Because a UCC is just a damn piece of paper. You don't have a written name on there, a written title, you don't have a boundary markers on there, and it's not sealed. So what goddamn good is it? It ain't worth shit. Except you're out 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks. You can do this for each and every item you want to do. Your title, your mortgage. You put the Estoppel by deed against that, and you have just stopped them dead in their tracks. And what were we doing last week? Confirmation by written memorandum. I think that went in last week, 7th or 9th or whatever. I forget what date I did send those damn things in. sent some of them in. Sent a couple things in there to the Attorney General's office, and I did a couple others, confirmation. Claim of private banking rights. Maybe that was the ones I did early last week. Yeah, June. Coming in under my banker's EIN and putting those items into the Attorney General's office, and one to pay a hospital bill, and the other one to basically, I think I put one in for my title of my vehicle, one for what shit else did I do? Vehicle, my traffic tickets, okay, all of them, to make payment or to get paid for those, and the title, and I forget what the fourth one was. I know there's 4 of them. Well, I just happened to get a letter from the Iowa DOT today. It came back, Patrick Devine, capital first letter, small letters, in my Patrick and Devine. The street address, all capitals. The city and the city and the state, all capitals. Okay, no dashes in the zip code. Okay, customer number. Okay, so it had a 7-digit customer number. My driver's license number and date. First line, your license is invalid. Well, basically I already knew that. Next paragraph. Proof of financial responsibility is no longer required. You may present this notice at the county treasurer's office, pay required fees, and obtain duplicate plates and registrations for your vehicle. Proof of financial responsibility is no longer required. They owe me money. Really? Last paragraph. If your privilege to operate motor vehicles has been withdrawn in another jurisdiction, you may be required to prove or to provide clearance information from that jurisdiction. Well, I don't have that problem, so basically that's out of the picture.
So they're saying you could.
So something we're doing is working, okay? We're making some headway.
Yeah.
I may be getting my private license plates and identification card and basically my payment for that certificate of title. But I'll find out tomorrow. And then basically with what I put in today into the Attorney General's office and into the Secretary of State's office and even to the Inspector General of the Treasury and the Inspector General of the, Inspector General of the Social Security Administration and the Social Security Administration and then the United States Social Security Administration in Springfield, Missouri, on Battlefield Road or Avenue or whatever it is. I will get something to shake loose. If you guys want something to shake loose, you have to get out there and start beating the bushes. You're never going to get the rabbit out of the bushes if you don't beat the bushes and scare him out. You want out of the system? Get busy and beat the bushes. The big one you need to go after is basically and all state items are going to be the certificates and everything. They're going to be under, in the United States, they're going to be under the Church of England. That was the main processor for this United States Fidelity and Guaranty company. Now, the United States Fidelity and Guaranty Company also had another entity out here that they were in debt to because, see, England supplied funds to the north. Who supplied funds to the south?
I would guess France.
No, the Church of Rome.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So they were the ones that were the creditor to the South. The South was in debt to them. The northern states were in debt to England. But see, both the Church of England and the Church of Rome were really working together to destroy this country. If it hadn't been for Russia standing offshore, we would have gone under. But Russia kept England, France, and the other powers at bay.
I hope.
So, people just don't know history. And they don't want to take the time to learn history and study it. History's phenomenal. The answers are right there because everything has been repeated over and over and over again. Same process. The rise and fall of every empire has been established along these same lines of what they're doing with this insurance, fidelity, and guarantee. Insurance and assurance processing out here. All the debt, just like in Moses' time, all the national debt is owed to the people. All the gold that was on the Great Pyramid, the capstone up there on the Great Pyramid, what belonged to the people. It's what the pharaohs had taken fraudulently from the Hebrews and the Moors and everybody else that was under control of the Egyptians and put up there on top of the Great Pyramid. The Moors went to the west, the Hebrews went to the east. But see, that's not brought out in the book because the Moors didn't write all that down. They did, but they have lost that in a lot of their processes out there. And basically, it's been bad-mouthed, their writings, compared to what the Hebrew writings were. And the Hebrews is basically the only one that really has the truth. There's truth in other books and sources out there. Just like in the New Testament. The New Testament is a perfect example of real law and codes of law. The Gospels are the real law. The epistles are basically out there as stories, the codes of the law, giving examples. That's the difference in between the epistles and the gospels. One's the code, the other's the real law. So when you do your estoppel by deed, you are basically doing your gospel. So you can say this is the gospel of whatever, Mark, Luke, John, Lucy, Thomas, Sam, whatever. Now that becomes your gospel, and you can stick that in your Bible, in your family section, in between the Old Testament and the New Testament. You put your gospels there. You're estoppel by deed. Then you bring that into court and you open that up and said, here is my estoppel by deed to basically shut this damn fraudulent court case down. Now, you pay me, and basically since this is an insurance policy, I am terminating that insurance policy or that assurance policy as it was a whole life or it was a term policy, and I want paid for all the compensation that is due to me out of that policy. I have shut down numerous term and whole life policies over my years. I don't know why I ever did it after the first one. Basically, I just thought, well, basically, maybe this one will be a little better, but it wasn't. They're just depriving you of your assets the whole damn time, and they're using them, and then you try and borrow from it, and then you got to pay it back with interest. How goddamn ludicrous is that? It's just like what the Social Security told me about 6 months ago when I said I wanted to shut the Social Security account down. They said, well, you're going to have to pay back that $3,000 that you got plus interest. I said, wait a minute. I said, you're damn wrong. I ain't paying you shit. And then to come to find out, after I stopped the payments, they continued to draw out another $60,000 out of the damn thing. Talk about fraud.
And never delivered it to you.
They never gave me anything yet. But I will be getting them on something here. Because this stuff is totally out of control, and basically you've got very little time to get this thing straightened around. But any court case you have, anybody that's in jail, you turn around and you can do an estoppel by deed against that action. You're three-dimensional. You have depth. You have substance. They don't. Now you can basically go after them in their fraud if they continue. But you get that estoppel by deed in, and probably they're going to shut that damn thing down. That's like the one guy that basically was in with his brother, and the judge was willing to shut it down. He was just waiting to be exonerated from any further charges that could come back against him. He wasn't concerned about the prosecutor. He was concerned about his own ass. Here, you exonerate me, and I'll let you have what you want. And that goes right along with the Our Father. So some judges do know this. A lot of the judges don't know this. But you put this into them, and they will basically be stymied, and they will go up to their mentor, because every judge has a mentor all the way up the line. And they will find out what they can and what they can't do, and what the hell they better do if they're approached in this type of capacity. They'll be told, get the hell out of that damn scenario as quick as you can. Dismiss it, whatever. Take your losses and get off that case. Because, see, we can take out their fidelity bond, liability bond.
And didn't you say that fidelity or liability bonds for like 11.2 million or something?
That's what the Social Security is, okay?
Yeah.
We don't know what their liability bond is on being in that office. But if the office wasn't enough to satisfy you, then yes. Then basically you can go after the Social Security and basically the certificate of live birth account, which is another insurance policy, their driver's license insurance policy, or title insurance policy to the vehicle, whatever. You can go after all their insurance policies. You don't go after the individual. The individual is dead broke. They've taken all our assets away from us, our inheritance away from us. That's the gold that they took in 1933. Was the gold that we had in the depositary account of the Treasury, our inheritance. That's the gold that they put the liens and everything against. That's why they had to have the certificate of live birth out here to stop us from using it with their fraudulent estoppels. Just like what was going on in Germany. And then basically, since the war got totally out of control, and basically they kept getting further and further in debt, the only way that they could sort of compensate for that, because they owed the money back to the people for what they'd borrowed from them and their labor. So to cancel some of the debt, they just killed the people. That's what the Gestapo agents did, along with Eisenhower and a couple of the other white communist worker bees out of this country. It's all about banking and insurance when you really look at it, and this is all the way through history. It wasn't until the bankers came in and basically took out Julius Caesar, Brutus, and the bankers that the Roman Empire started on its downhill side. The bankers started taking total control at that point in time, and they can screw it up in a heartbeat. because of their greed factor, just gets carried away with them. And they never produce anything. They're just leeches, fleas, vampires, bloodsuckers, whatever. Yeah, destroy this. As soon as you read it, destroy it. Don't say anything about this to anybody. Yeah. Good fellow American.
Yeah.
Probably went to church every Sunday, sat up in the damn front pew and everything else, and holier than God's green earth or whatever. Fucking frauds. But they're over there kissing the damn rings of the fraudulent world religious leaders and everything else. The banker bees, the devils. And see, every church that basically is under a 501c3 is tied right back to the Church of Rome. And all those churches are mini, Fidelity, and Guaranty companies. They're like the insurance agents out there to get the people to write they're writing the policies upon the people and then sending the policies into the home office so that the home office could turn around and screw the people over. And then say, well, you had a little wind damage and all the windows were broken out, but since you didn't board them up when the wind came, we're not going to pay you. It was your fault. Yeah, the damn insurance adjusters, and that's basically every time you go into court, that's all they are. And they barred you from trying to tell the truth while you're under a contract with them, unless you come in with a superior Estoppel to bar them from lying.
Patrick, this is Marie.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier, this is one of the questions I had, and I think you were answering it, but you mentioned earlier about instead of paying the debt, they just killed the people.
In Germany, yeah.
Right. Like a gross negligence and interference, obviously, and has been repeated over history because why? Because it works.
Yeah.
So, and then what you just said also brought this point up for me again, which is the insurance agencies put in place to yet again delay the pursuit of a right or claim. Okay?
Right.
So in line with that, my question is, okay, there's several different kinds of estoppel. So my question to you is, I mean, I'm researching and learning about this, but
you have to claim the main estoppel, the main title to the deed, which is basically your recorded land record at the county. It doesn't have a registration number. It's only in the book and page number. That is the recording at the county, that initial one. The fraudulent estoppel insurance policy that they came in was the state the Bureau of Vital Statistics number that came back from Washington, D.C. that was put into that county record. And that's what I told the Secretary of State. You correct that record and get that one removed. I am taking control of my title, and my title is my name. It's not their fraudulent title, which is a number. See, when you buy a vehicle, okay, everybody's been out here after this goddamn manufacturer's title. Well, the manufacturer's title comes over to the car dealership. It's on the window sticker. The title of that vehicle is right there on the window sticker. It's the VIN number. The title of that vehicle is not Ford Capri. It's the VIN number. The model is Ford Capri. But the title to that vehicle is the number. Now, you do a bill of sale. That VIN number is now transferred over to your name. Now, the title of ownership is your name. First, middle, and last, or just first and last. That is now the name or the title of that vehicle. That vehicle is now Patrick Devine, per that bill of sale. Now, you turn around and, I want to make sure that the state says I need to have this damn thing licensed and everything else. So I run right down to the Dade County processor and have it licensed. Well, what are you getting? You're getting an insurance policy, a certificate of title. So you're giving up your real title, your bill of sale, to them, because now you're putting it under another numbered title. That 9 digits that is on that certificate. It's a 9-digit insurance policy, or warranty or guarantee policy, an assurance policy, so that the state can make money off of it. The major state of Fidelity and Guaranty company can make money off of that using it as collateral. And now, since they're using it as collateral, they have an estoppel against you that you have to wear a goddamn seatbelt, or else we're going to fine you this much. Or if you don't stop at every stop sign, we're going to fine you this much. See, that's the estoppels that they put in place. And then they got all these estoppel agents running around to try and collect from you for the damn insurance company. That makes sense to anybody?
Yep.
Well, don't they have bonds to protect?
Yes, all insurance companies write bonds.
I'm talking about the agents. Don't the agents have bonds?
Huh?
Don't the agents have bonds? All those officers and agents out there that are stopping us from our claims.
They have a liability insurance policy over them. Yes, a protection.
Right.
Yeah. So what?
So what? So then that means we're responsible for them.
No, they're coming out of their own damn account. You never paid for anybody else out here. Okay?
Who hasn't?
You haven't. You haven't helped one homeless person out of your account, out of your Social Security, or out of your income taxes. You have not helped one person out here. They have their own account. They're paying their own dues.
Well, they're not helping homeless people either. I can guarantee you that, because the numbers don't lie.
I know. That's it. That's how screwed up people are in understanding the monetary system in this country.
Well, but we're responsible. We need to take them out of their jobs then, because I can't sit here and keep listening to us talk about how we got to do this, that, and the other, and how they keep stopping us. And I just
can't stop us now. We're on a roll. Okay, you didn't hear me. We're starting to open that door. The door is opening wider and wider every day. The red carpet is just about ready to be rolled out, and we're going across the threshold. That's how damn close we are.
Great.
Amen. Amen.
Nobody else has been this goddamn close that has been talking openly out here about this.
That's right.
Everybody else out here has been arguing the whole goddamn thing. Not understanding the monetary system. Not trying to help and work together.
That's right.
Off on their own tangent of padding their own back pocket in most cases.
Speak.
Like I said, when you understand the words, you will find the answers. We've gone through all the codes. We've hit all the stuff that everybody else out here has hit. We've blocked the path. We've been in jail. Okay? We've run down the gauntlet. I've stopped them. I haven't paid traffic tickets in over 2 years that are on the books. Now I get this thing from the thing. I am no longer, what does it say? Proof of financial responsibility is no longer required. Why? Because I have all my assets somewhere, and they know damn well that they have to give them to me. Because the financial assets are sitting there somewhere. I don't have to go out and get insurance then.
That's
we never had. I mean, does it make any sense out here? If you've got an insurance policy, they're double dipping on you to go out and buy another damn insurance policy. Those politicians that put that into law at the state requiring you to have insurance on top of the certificate of title ought to be shot.
Yeah, we should talk like that too. We should tell them that. Criminals.
And when you start getting these estoppels in and start understanding that estoppel by deed, and see, nobody ever said anything about these estoppel by deeds. A little mention about estoppel, but nobody really understood what estoppel was all about. Just like they didn't understand what confirmation, absolution, and resolution or restitution or whatever, resurrection was. Resuming, okay? That's in the dictionary. Resurrection's not. When you look up resuming, it means you're coming in and taking control again over your assets. So you're going to resume ownership of that title when you do an estoppel by deed. When you stop them dead in their tracks, they have to return everything back to you. Otherwise, they can be taken into court now that you know what you've got. And they know as soon as you start using that, they will try and get you hushed up and off to the side. And I don't mean hushed up by putting a bullet through your brain. That's the paranoia effect that all the people out here, and basically they try and get you into a confrontation so that they can do that.
Well, you hit the mother lode as far as mining the dictionary there, Patrick. I can tell.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Yeah.
Court cases and everything.
Yeah, I know. It's been fun reading about it. I've been reading all about Estoppel, all the different ones, and looking at all the dictionaries. It's fun. You can tell it's putting us in the throne.
Yeah, now you get into it tomorrow and put your shit into that damn court case and get your damn vehicle back.
Right, right.
You go right up to the county prosecutor and say, hey, there's my estoppel by deed over that vehicle. You get that thing back to me, and basically otherwise I'm going to go after your bond office.
Yeah, and I have to do it for my license and the court case also.
Yeah, but the vehicle, basically, you can get that back, and you tell that damn county prosecutor that you're going to take him to task. And that you've also submitted this notice into the federal magistrate.
Okay.
At the district. Send him a copy of what you're going to do. So that basically, if they do throw you in jail, thinking that you don't know really what you're doing, you've already got yourself covered. Because that magistrate will come looking for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't go into court by myself either.
Oh, I do it all the time. I'm not scared of those shitheads. And the damn county prosecutor is about 6'6", and I'm only 6 foot. But he's a big dummy. And he's more scared of me than I am of him.
Well, I'm 6'4", and I'm not a dummy.
I don't know. That's debatable from my standpoint.
I feel like we're in first-class seating right now, man. This is great.
You're still on the totem pole of learning, okay? So don't try and jump the ladder, jump the steps too high yet, okay?
No.
We all have to show a little humility. And basically, you may not think that I do show very much humility in my talking, but I have apologized and backed and changed directions more times in the last 5-6 years than you could shake a stick at. So if that's not showing a little humility, I don't know what is. Because I'm admitting that I'm not totally perfect. But I'm head above heels over a lot of people out here. So, yes, I do get a little carried away and a little rambunctious on you. But that's only to try and bring you up to speed as quick as possible, to make you get off of dead center, to make you get pissed off, as in the movie Network. You got to get mad as hell.
Mhm.
Okay, any other questions, comments, whatever?
Well, I think that like you said, I just want to tell everybody else we have to do it to everything, our birth certificate, or certificates of title, the court case?
You do the main one against the certificate of live birth and your baptismal record.
Okay.
Those are the two main ones that are, and basically then if you have a military one, that's the other thing, okay? The Church of Rome controls the religious side, so they control the baptismal certificates. They also control the military, the DD-214s, the Veterans Administration, the United States Veterans Administration, Fidelity, and Guaranty Company that is holding the military bounty lands and assets for every military person that served honorably in the service. And in some cases, even the ones that were dishonorably discharged at some point in time, more than likely they may have had 2 years of honorable service and then 1 year of bad service.
So doesn't that make them accountable for the unlawful wars in Iraq?
The church has been, go and watch the Crusades, okay? Gladiator. Watch some of those old movies out there about the Crusades. Like The Witches, what the hell's the one, Nicolas Cage and the Witch one, to where the two guys come back and they get fed up fighting for the damn church over there in the Middle East constantly.
Is that the Ghost Rider?
Huh?
Is that the Ghost Rider?
No. This is in the Middle Ages.
Okay, I mentioned Nicolas Cage.
He's been in a lot of movies, okay?
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This is my first time, and I'm still a freshwater fish, even though I just started researching from last year. But right now I'm facing my driver's license being suspended. Will I have to take the same course pretty much of what you shared this evening? And my second question is this call being recorded? Because a lot of the terms I tried to write down, but, you know, it was going so fast, so I don't have a full understanding.
Yeah, the call is being recorded, and Tom will, when I get done here, Tom will tell you where it's going to be at. It's on the website and then also in another folder here, and I'll have him explain where it's at. And,
okay.
And then, did you come in as a member of the We the People group site?
We the
Yahoo
People?
Group? Yahoo Group?
Actually, I'm in another group that Tom is in.
Okay.
Okay.
So you need to join the Yahoo Group, We the People _shareholders. That's where
I think I've been invited there. I believe Beverly might have invited me there.
Okay. Good.
To We the People. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then you can get the documents and everything else when Tom sends them out, and then also tell her the other website.
Okay, and is this to go private or just to be able to collect from a
This is all out in the
trust?
public.
I'm sorry?
This is all out in the public. There's no
Okay.
pay or anything like that. Basically, I've got some stuff that basically I've asked people to sort of send me some stuff, and I'll give them a whole bunch of documents that I have. But pretty much most all the documents are on the website there.
Okay.
But I've got some others that I've just got here, and some movies and stuff like that. That basically all this is free data. Okay. See,
Awesome.
people don't even understand the right of copyright out here. Okay. As long as you're not selling something for a profit, okay,
Right.
and you're giving it away pretty much, and you're using it for informational standpoint. And see, every movie out here is a documentary. Most of them are recorded into the Library of Congress.
Awesome.
So if they're recorded in the Library of Congress, you can use them in any court case, and I have.
Right.
I've even used them against the FBI.
Okay.
I said, hell, you can go to any damn action movie and see how to break into a damn place.
True.
So if they can do it in the damn movies, it's already been done. So by me saying something about security at this damn place, I ain't saying nothing that's not already documented out there. Anybody can see it.
Exactly. Awesome. Sounds good.
See, that's the problem. Most people don't know how to stand these people down and put them into their place. They run scared of them. Just because they carry a gun doesn't mean that they can use it. Just because they carry a gun doesn't mean that they're protected from something else that could be more deadly. Just because they carry a gun doesn't give them authority over you. Guns are not the answer. But yet the patriots out here have been constantly making that one of their biggest issues. This country was founded on two key instruments. One was the knife, the other was the bow and arrow. Anybody can make a bow and arrow if they have a knife. But you can't make a gun with a knife. And while you're trying to make that gun with the knife, you can do a hell of a lot of killing with that knife. See how ludicrous things get when you really sit down and start thinking about these things in a little logical sense of it? Okay, any other questions, comments? Is the guy on here about the court case?
Pardon?
There's a guy on here about the court case that we're talking about a couple weeks or a week or so ago?
I don't.
Evidently not.
Is that Corey Meeks you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, he's not on. At least I don't see his name here.
Last I heard, his brother was due to get out. I think it was a day or so ago. So I haven't heard from him since then.
I have his number. I'll try giving him a call and freshen him up on what's going on and tell him to listen to the call. Do you guys have a message for him, or you just want him to learn?
No, I was just wondering what the status was.
Yeah.
Tried to tell him what was going on there, and basically had told him that basically he had to just get in there and basically give a absolution to that judge. Absolve him from anything, and basically then the judge would go for it and basically go his way.
Yeah, he was hinting at that. He was requesting exoneration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolution. Yeah, that whole...
Yeah, you give me something and I will let you be. Because he put some documents in there that basically had that judge, the judge knew that basically he could go after him and take his bond of office. if he's talked to the right people and moved forward. Because those judges and everything know that they're in the wrong. They're totally committing fraud.
So, Patrick, when you got your papers back from your state transportation office, was that over the just the certificate of title, or was it the driver's license, or both?
It just had the driver's license. It was just a little sheet of paper and say, hey, take this into the county treasurer. So I don't know. I'm going to call and talk to him tomorrow and find out what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
That's great. I'm happy for you.
Hi, Patrick. I'm sorry, I'm new too. Would you be so kind to go into the actual letter and how you would put it together that you send out?
Yeah,
I've had Tom post them up on the group, okay?
The confirmation, Patrick?
Estoppel by deed.
Oh, stop.
The latest is the Estoppel by deed. And basically, I had Tom post one up for the baptismal certificate up on the group site. I don't know whether you have that one or not.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Okay.
That one's there. You guys were talking about the 16th Amendment and some documents I haven't seen.
No, back off, Steve, okay?
Right.
Tom, tell her where the documents are located.
Well, they're in the Internal Revenue Banking folder on the Yahoo group, and everything is backed up on econcurrent.com/divine/files. The one folder 35- Internal Revenue Bank.
Okay, stop right there.
I do apologize.
First off, are you a member of the We the People group site?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Are you on a Skype group that you got involved into this call tonight?
I am on a Skype group, yes.
Okay. Who in the Skype group gave you the information about this call?
It is.
You don't have to tell me. Okay.
It's on the website. I got it from Facebook.
Okay. Now, if you're on a Skype group, and if you're on a Skype group with Tom there, Tom can Skype you the information.
Right. I posted the 16th Amendment document on a couple of Facebook groups and gave people the information to call so that he'd ask me for the question.
You have to post that welcome aboard letter or something onto those group sites if you're going to do that, Tom.
Okay.
See, that's what you guys have to use these sites. If you're going to use these Skype groups and everything, use them for what they're supposed to be for. Communication. Talk back and forth.
Where's that woman at? Maybe we could fix her up with somebody near her. Or I'll give her my phone number.
Tom can do that right now, Steve. Just back off, okay?
All right. So, okay.
Yeah, Tom's the one that's on these different Skype groups that's sending this stuff out. Now, if you're coming in from one of these Skype groups, there should be somebody on that Skype group. How do I get in touch? You asked on that Skype group, how do I get in touch with the website for Patrick Devine?
Right. Ask it there on the Facebook.
Send me the links, whatever. Or send me the latest documents on Skype.
Okay, we'll take care of that, Patrick, on the Facebook.
Okay? See, that's the communication that's supposed to be going on the Skype. Okay? Not using Skype as a phone communication, as a telephone system, but using it as a communication in a group scenario, talking back and forth. You keep your phone calls and everything else off the damn computer system. You get your phone calls bad enough, they're monitoring the phone calls, but make it a little harder on them, okay? You run everything through the computer, and basically they got you locked right in. And then half the damn time, the damn programs, you're getting viruses and everything else and screwing your damn computers up. The best thing to do is put one computer, try and get two computers, and put one totally aside and stay off the internet on that one. Use it strictly as a word processing one, with all your documentation, with your dictionaries and everything over there. So basically, if the computer, the internet one locks up, you've always got your resources on the other one, so it doesn't hold you up. In some cases, you can get an older desktop or something like that very damn cheap. Okay, any other questions, comments?
Did you use the same term like the living temple in your other?
No, I didn't. I basically changed that around a little. You can use. It's up to you. Okay,
Yeah.
You've got to think through what you want to say. Okay, I gave you a guideline.
Right, I understand. I did use two-dimensional and three-dimensional in the process. Yeah.
When you understand that a third dimension is a higher dimension than a two-dimension. And see, they're only operating in a two-dimension, so you're always standing higher than them because you're in a third dimension.
Right. Yeah, I decided to use something like living sentient man or something like that.
Just don't get too damn carried away in the damn thing, okay? Yeah. Individual is the key word, okay? You're an individual. You are a one, okay? I am the one, born of blood, bathed in water, like on the baptismal certificate. I am the one that was born on this date, and I am the one that was recorded on this date. One is individual. You don't need to go too much further than that. Keep it simple.
Okay, that's
you
why
throw too many other terms in there, and basically they're going to think that you are a complete lunatic in some of these processes. Because now you're using the old garbage that half of the sovereign people claim to be using. And see, you can't claim sovereign, being a sovereign.
Right.
You are the sovereignty out here because you came from the land, and the land is the sovereign, not the government. The government's a fiction. They go the way the wind goes. It just blows through. And they're all a bunch of blowhards anyway. Okay, anything else?
So basically, we have to take the confirmation and turn it into an estoppel. Confirmation for the certificate.
You what?
we have to take the confirmation of the certificate of live birth and make it into an estoppel.
You basically take that estoppel by deed document that I had there for the baptism, and you modify that for the certificate of live birth one,
Right.
or for your recording at the county records, and then you can put all the others, your certificate of live birth as the fraudulent one, into that document, and you're voiding that one out.
Okay.
Just like what I'm doing with the false confirmation that's there on my baptismal certificate on the backside, using the name Patrick Paul Divine. That was a false confirmation. Just like the certificate of live birth is a false confirmation of deed. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it was created to stop us.
Yes. For their benefit, so that they could use it all that much longer. Because we didn't know who we were and what we were supposed to be doing with that baptismal, knowing that that was our inheritance claim. Because our parents didn't know either. They were dumber than rocks too.
How does that work with the baptismal certificate that was issued through a 501c3?
The what?
How about one who has a certificate of baptism through a 501c3 corporation/church?
Yes, it's still. What church was it? The Baptist? The Methodist? The Lutheran?
How about Pentecostal?
Pentecostal, that's another one. Okay, that's a major denominational church. They all go back to Rome. So it's just another, whatever the name of that church is, Pentecostal, Fidelity, and Guaranty Company that's under the Church of Rome, Fidelity, and Guaranty Company. It's just like the state of Iowa is under the United States Fidelity and Warrant or Guaranty Company, which is under the Church of England Fidelity and Guaranty Company over there, Lloyd's of London or whatever. See how it all plays out? You're just a subsidiary of another damn insurance company. You have to follow it back to the source. Their insurance source. But we know we're the sources of all the collateral out here. But we have to go to the evil witch. And she's not out here. She's back home ported at the other end. But you have to get it into the right layers to make sure it gets there. That's why, basically, all the Pentecostals and everything, they would either be going through, primarily through the financial district in New York City, through St. Patrick's Trust Building. You think of it as being a Roman Catholic system. No, it's an office of the Church of Rome. Those guys just happened to be Roman Catholics, but they were licensed out of the Church of Rome. They had to go over to the Vatican to get their licensing to be the brokers out of that office. That's all they are, is insurance brokers or processors. Don't give them any glory that they're out there to save mankind, because they couldn't save one damn soul if their life depended on it. they're going to have a hard time trying to save their own damn soul. Now, the biggest setup was basically in the Church of Rome was to get all these people to go out here and be a different denomination. Divide and conquer. Get them to fight one another. Hell, that's what they did to Ireland. And hell, they're still fighting over that damn shit. Okay, any other comments, questions? Okay, call tonight, Tom.
Thank you,
If you need
Patrick.
to, give me a call. If you have any other questions or something like that, basically, after you've listened to the call a couple of times, and if you can't get the answers through the group or through Tom on your Skype groups or whatever, then give me a call. My number's out there all over the place. Okay?
Yeah,
Talk to you later. Okay. Bye.
Ray says he's going to give you a call right after the call, Patrick.
What?
Okay, good night, Patrick.